Any incident of threatening behavior, violence, or abuse between adults who are or have been intimate partners or family members, regardless of gender or sexuality, is defined as domestic abuse. Violence takes on many different forms and affects all genders, sexualities, and ages worldwide. In general, women are affected by abuse more than men. Types of abuse include physical, emotional, mental, and financial. Every day, a staggering 4,774,000 women are abused. Out of 3.87 billion women worldwide, 1 in 4 will be a victim of domestic abuse in their lifetime. Since 2003, 18,000 women have died as a result of domestic abuse. Domestic violence is not just a women's issue. Although women are categorically affected by domestic abuse more often than men, a large number of men are still affected. In fact, 1 in 7 men will fall victim to abuse. Contrary to popular belief, domestic abuse does not only affect lower-class individuals. Domestic abuse affects everyone in a multitude of ways, regardless of socioeconomic status, education, background, race, or ethnicity. Witnessing domestic abuse affects children just as much as being physically abused. 10,000 children will be exposed to domestic abuse each year, and the effects are innumerable. Children who experience abuse at a young age often become the abuser later in life. Those who are abused consistently at home by others find themselves mad and confused. They often need an outlet for their emotions and therefore become bullies at a young age. This often leads to sexual, physical, and mental abuse later in life, which creates a cycle of abuse. Abuse often weakens a child's immune system and makes them lethargic. They lose energy and motivation, negatively affecting their educational and social growth. Domestic violence is associated with an increased risk of developing psychiatric conditions and accounts for 18,500,000 mental health visits each year. The 18.5 million mental health visits prove that abuse does not just affect victims physically, it also drastically alters their mental state, causing anxiety, depression, insomnia, and eating disorders, disrupting their ability to live a normal life. Victims can develop PTSD due to traumatic events. PTSD causes flashbacks, nightmares, and anxiety. Abuse often manifests itself physically through bruises, cuts, black eyes, and broken bones. It creates a negative outlook on life, results in feelings of hopelessness, ruins sense of security, and causes loss of trust. Low self-esteem, chronic fatigue, shortness of breath, muscle tension, and involuntary shaking are more effects of abuse. What is being done to combat these horrifying effects, you ask? Synergy Services provides different types of assistance and counseling to help prevent lasting damage from abusive relationships. Synergy Services works to break the cycle of abuse that plagues the lives of so many individuals. They work to stop the bullying that is often the first step in the cycle of abusing those that they come into contact with throughout their lives. Through free counseling and a caring environment, they are able to facilitate emotional and mental recovery to help victims cope with their experiences. They stop victims from committing the same actions that impacted them negatively. Synergy Services offers crisis intervention, residential and clinical services, and community education that aids in helping a plethora of issues such as teen dating violence, teen pregnancy, and bullying. Residential services such as Children's Center, Safe Place, Safe Haven, and SOS provide shelter for abused children and women. Synergy Services provides counseling to help victims overcome their experiences, and they offer a mentoring system to help teenage mothers in preparation for motherhood. Synergy Services envisions a world without family violence, abuse, or neglect. Since 1970, they have recognized the issue of domestic abuse, sought to dismantle it, and empower victims by focusing on community education and social change. The Excel program provides victims with job skills to give them self-sufficiency and economic stability. They do their best to prevent them from going back to their abuser due to inability to survive on their own. Synergy provides training for healthcare workers to recognize the signs of abuse so they can provide ample care for victims. Without help from volunteers of all ages, Synergy Services would not be able to serve our community. They utilize volunteers by having them run the Synergy thrift stores that help those recovering from abuse who aren't economically stable. The volunteers can also work on small projects for their organization and read to the children who stay at the shelters. Synergy needs donations of clothing, money, diapers, and other food items. Go to synergyservices.org for more information.